He's right there.
Last time I was here, he was hurt.
Yeah, he can touch. He's right there.
Good afternoon, Thunderbirds fans. It's Don Jaramillo with my partner,
Nate Christensen live, Donnie.
live from Big Bear. A little delay here. I think we have some folks tuning in to the not so great finish of a football game in downtown Denver.
You know what, Don? I'm just going to move on. I'm over it. It's hockey time. Al's got a big dub today. Brock Nelson with the Hattie. And we got another tasty treat for us on a Sunday afternoon with T-Birds facing off against the Rampage.
T-Birds against the Rampage, second game here on the weekend. Certainly looking forward to a tale of two games in this one.
I agree, Donnie. 3-2. We bested them yesterday, but they gave us everything they had. Obviously, a great job in net on the other side, and we got to stay out of the box, and we got to finish up front, too. I think we had 8 or 9 posts up front. Too many opportunities not take advantage of, and outshot them at least 2-1, Donnie. But I expect big, bad things today from this T-Bird squad coming out motivated.
Got to focus on locking down the defensive side because it all starts with defense. As we know, defense leads to offense, counters, all kinds of good things. Should be having 5D again on the ice today. There's a question, as we would be missing one.
I see Mr. Hilly out there. Looks like, was it a stick or a puck? Took it to the wrist, but had a nasty one. Then got checked out last night, but he is back. Tougher than his dad, I know that. Tougher than his dad.
Tougher than his dad, sitting poolside with Wisconsin and Sophie, as Nate would like to say. Waving from afar, Mr. Hilly, but we got to see your better half, Ashley, here. Bright smile and bushy tail, ready to cheer on the Bullies.
Yeah, great to see him out there. Looks like he's moving well, so excited to see him back on the ice today, as I know that was a question mark. But, Don, you mentioned defense, and defensively, you know, we got to make sure they don't get those stretch passes on us. We let them get it behind us a couple times yesterday, and we got to limit those turnovers. Had a couple turnovers behind the blue line and in the neutral zone that turned into opportunities. We do that, and we stay out of the box, and we finish up front. Good things are going to happen, Donnie.
And starts with an A, and that's the grade we're looking to pull out for this game. 2.5 minutes here left in your warm-ups. I think this game decides final seeding for state next week. Starts Friday night, 6 o'clock, Sports Day.
What's that? Oh, yeah. Got Graham Burns up here running stats, officiating reviews, and overall just, you know, bringing good holiday spirit to us. I don't know what holiday is, Donnie, but I was just grasping for straws on that one.
Well, I didn't hear what you're saying over there to Mr. Burns, but it sounded like a bleepity blop blop.
So tickety tug tug, eh?
Tiggity tug tug. Toddy's around. Get your drink in hand because it is Sunday Fun Day. The snow is falling here in D-Town.
Donnie, I went out there to grab had to switch out of the Broncos stuff into the T-Birds gear right after half there. And just a blizzard outside. Sideways wind, blowing snow. It's all coming down here. So if you're somewhere warm, grab something nice and refreshing. If you're here, grab yourself something nice and like a little warm blanket. Cozy up. I think we're going doubles today on a Sunday, Don.
Doubles
all day.
On Sunday.
Doubles all day.
55 seconds here. Believe we'll be seeing Hunter, not the Hunter, here in net. Rest of your starting lineups will be coming through here momentarily.
Got a solid Stripes crew below us here. We've seen a couple of these faces so far this year, Donnie, so I expect a solid job out of them today. We should get one of those flip boards up here, Donnie, that keep track. You know the old basketball scores where you flip the numbers?
Yeah.
It'll say calls in a row.
Negative. Hey,
yeah.
I like that. Might have to pull that out next weekend.
Yeah. We'll Let's see if we can express ship that one from Amazon.
There's your buzzer. Rampage, no doubt, a field with lots of hope, as they had record crowd cheering them on last night against your Thunderbirds.
Don, great to see Mr. Penny back in action over there, obviously coming off the shoulder surgery. Glad to see him back over there. And then Mr. Burns still out with the hip as well. So
Coach Ryan and Coach Boozy holding down the bench.
Connor dressing today, or is he not here right now?
I guess I didn't see Connor on the ice. So
well, maybe he's out there. Well, we're still hoping speedy recovery. Heard good news. He should be back soon, which excited to see him back on the ice.
I know he's chomping at the bit and anxious to get out there. He's been looking pretty good in practice. So there's your breakdown. 17 minutes up on the clock.
Donnie, we got to get the vibes pumping in here, huh?
Here we go. Coming to the ice, looks like we're going to see Trevor, Landon, Irvin, Mark, and Dashel on the backside. Refs are ready, checking the goalies. Mr. Logan getting ready to drop the puck here. Puck is down. It's one back. Mark's going to go pick that up. Mark back here on the retrieval, hard up the opposite boards. Irvin tried to chip it forward. It's out. Rampage picks it up on the blue line and enters in offside.
One in a row, Donnie. Let's flip the numbers over on that side of things. Looking back to yesterday, Rampage's forecheck was giving us trouble. Let's see early on if we're able to handle that, get that puck out of the zone.
Landon back in. Pucks one back. Mark's going to pick that up. He's taking the back of the net. Reverses up the opposite boards. Irv has it. Cross pass. Turned over. Mark steps. Puck is shipped up and out of play. That'll be a neutral zone face-off. And they're going to put that at center ice.
Don, this is starting to look like the fourth quarter of the Broncos game so far. A little sloppy.
There we go. Offensive side of neutral zone. Same five guys. Pucks one forward. Irvin's got it. Trev tries to poke it forward. Irvin in the corner. Chips it over to Landon. Landon turns out looking for space. Sends it up to Mark. Mark walks. Turn shot fired. Saved out to the corner. Landon has it. Landon working on the hash. Sends it back to the corner for Irvin. Irvin up high to Dashel. Dashel has Landon. Landon gets around one. Turn shot fired. Puck's loose. Out front. Rampage can't clear it. Trev picks it up. Sends it high to Dashel. Dashel turn shot fired. Got chipped wide. Mark off the half boards. Overskated it. Irvin chips it forward. Landon has it. Gets to Mark. Mark shot fire. Saved again out to the corner. Rampage has it, chips it up, but not out. Now they have it cleared. Dashel here in the zone. Oh, good chip by Landon to Irv. Irv turn shot fired, blocked wide. Trevor's going to pick that up. We're looking for some partial changes. Blake's now on streak, and he's going to hold the zone. Gloves it back down to himself, sends it back to Trev, back in the corner. Oh, looking for Blake coming in the net. Rampage has it. They clear it up the middle, and Garrett shuts that down, fires it right back in. Blake and Jack on the backside. Liam, Garrett, and Keaton. Keaton picks it up here on the blue line, has his own entry. Shot fired, saved back behind the net. Keaton sticks with it, cycles it to Garrett. Garrett has net front. Liam's right there. Oh, good stick by Rampage. Liam hard in, digs it back behind the net. Taking space, has a seam, gets it to Garrett. Garrett back behind the net, sends it high, looking for Jack, all the way up and down. Hunter comes out to settle it. Jack has back of the net. Big stretch pass. Chip forward. Garrett's applying some pressure just out of his reach as we're looking for more changes. Rampage clears it up and out and down. Tipped. Daschel now back on the backside. Daschel has it. Reverses out of it. Again, loses it though. Rampage back behind the net. Good come through by Miller. Miller cuts back, got stick check. Daschel picks it up, has zone entry. Daschel trying to slide through from the middle. Tip into the back of the net. Good vision and go-to right there. Daschel to Mills, he's getting it home at net front.
Donnie Tbirds playing downhill since we called him out for being a little bit sloppy, but a couple great possessions on this side. Got probably 6 or 7 rounds off on that side of things, but great little pass over there by Daschel and MPJ with the tip in there.
Whoa. Puck is down. Mark has it, has a line. We have interference here. Puck sent in deep. Sammy working out of the corner. Miller punches it forward. Rampage has it. Clears it. Daschel's right here on the spot. Daschel over to Mark. Mark up to Parker trying to chip it in. Rampage chips it out. Gets by Mark. Daschel defending. Shot fired. Misses the net completely. Miller trying to poke it forward. Daschel back behind the net. Leaves it for Mark. Mark slides it through. Has Miller. Miller has middle of the ice. He's got zone entry. He leaves it for Parker. Parker shot fired and gobbled up as we had 2 guys going hard again.
Yeah, great job by the Rampage goalie gobbling on that rebound as he's given up a few others, Donnie. And it's open for business. Keep shooting, crash the net, and get some greasy ones up front.
Blake and Connor Healy on the backside. We have Irvin, Landon, and Trevon up front. Landon in for the face-off. Puck's one back. Blake has it. Leaves it for Irvin. Irvin shot blocked up the other way. Rampage has ahead of steam. Shot good save by Hunter. Rampage clears it all up and out, all on their own, and Irvin's going to win that race. Goalie comes out to settle it. Sends it back behind the net. Rampage reverses the backside of the net. Nobody home. They pick it up on the hash. They get zone exit. Now zone entry, but lose possession. Blake has it, chips it forward, turns it over to Rampage, shot fired and saved on net.
Yes, sir. Number 31 in net. Nice job on that little breakaway. Nice job there. Just no rebound. Loves it. Let's take a face off, Donnie.
Same 5 guys step in. Hard bouncing puck, gets poked through. Blake comes out with it. Blake chips it through by, gets skated. Blake sticks with it. Blake working off the half boards with Landon. Landon comes out with it, looking for space. Little dipsy do. Backhander over to Connor Healy. Connor Healy stepped out. Landon comes back. Has it, cross ice pass, has Trevor. Trevor turns out of it, tried to cycle it back through, but Rampage able to stick it out. Trevor at the backhand right there, just sitting on the blue line. Rampage has it, pokes it through into the middle. Rampage now has zone entry. Good back check by Landon, because they had a 2-on-1 there. We got caught there on the blue line. Landon coming up middle, has zone entry, got stick check. Daschel has it. Daschel cross ice pass Mark. Mark bumps it forward. Rampage has it though. They're out of the zone. Coming up hard. 3-on-2. Good sticks. 9 guys up. Nets off. So that'll be a defensive zone face-off. Went hard in on Hunter.
So you got the blocker knocked off on that one, Donnie, but he came in hard on that one, but shaking it off there, but they were coming in hard on that 3-on-2. Good little back check to break that thing up. Got to start limiting those odd man rushes coming this way.
Garrett, Liam, Keaton, Daschel, and Mark. Garrett in for the draw, looking to win it back. Gets run forward by Rampage. Shot fired, gobbled up by Hunter. That'll be another offensive zone faceoff.
Gobbled that up like we gobbled up Mato's pulled pork upstairs. Fantastic job by Josh.
Hey, it was delectable, and nothing to complain about. We had some nice little side veg, pickled homemade veg by yours truly, Nate Christensen. Thunderbirds have zone entry. Keaton blows an edge. Rampage pokes it forward, though. Ice is slippery. Liam slipping. Rampage is going to get zone exit. Looking to get zone entry. Good body and angle. Puck's in all the way through. Keaton has it. Lost it. Trying to poke it forward. Sticks with it. Is out. Garrett has it. Left it for Dashel. Dashel has zone entry. Dashel around one. Looking for space. Gets it over to Garrett. Garrett turn shot fire. Puck is gobbled up with Sammy Mato on the front board step and Parker Posich, Honey Badger on the backside.
Oh, yeah. Had it there, and great little ripper there by Garrett. Would love to see a rebound come off that one, or a little pad pass there to Parker on the backside to seal this one up 2-0, but boys are skating hard.
Miller, Sammy. Sammy. Parker, Miller, Sammy, Jack, and Blake. Jack on the face-off dot. Parker has it. Sammy backside wide open. Goalie got a piece of that, or Sammy puts that home. Miller forces a turnover. Sammy gets Miller on zone entry. Miller gets angled off. He's trying to stick with it. Sammy working there. It's in skates. Rampage trying to send it forward. They get the zone cleared, but Blake with a good stick gets it over to Jack. Jack leaves it for Blake. Blake sends it forward. Rampage up the outside, looking for a little bump pass, missed. Sammy causes a turnover, got angled off, and Rampage trying to regroup behind their net. Hard stretch pass by Rampage, trying to chip it forward. Blake's back defending, nobody behind us. They missed the overpass because nobody's home. Sammy sends it back behind the net, has Jack. Jack up to Landon. Landon softly off the boards. Blake kicked that up, coming through 2-on-1. He's got Parker. Turn shot blocked. Rampage picks it up out of the corner, but Landon's hard on the forecheck. Rampage up the outside. Parker holds it. Oh, they're saying Irva's off. Now we're clear. Again, looking for the stretch pass. Dashel Mark on the backside. Dashel picks it up. Dashel back behind the net. Oh, Dashel turns it over behind the net. Mark gets it, though. Mark has zone entry. Leaves it off the board for Landon. Landon has Trev on the backside off a skate. Trev got ridden into the boards. Irvin digging there with him. 2-on-2 battle. Puck comes out. Irvin has that. Cycles it back down in the corner. Trev again there. Rampage sends it back behind the net. Dashel steps to short and hold. Does. Tried to kick it down to Trev. Rampage clear it. Mark's back on recovery, though. Mark has Dashel off the opposite side, back behind the play. Turn shot, five. Puck's loose out front. Oh. Trevor had a attempt on the backside. Rampage with a good stick. Puck standing up high. Landon has Dashel. Dashel has Trevor down in the corner. Trevor chops it to the opposite side, has Irvin. Irvin looking for net front. Gets tipped. Mark has it. Mark over to Dashel. Dashel over to Trevor. Landon working back behind the net. Sends it high. Mark shot deflected up and over the net. Trevor's there again. Trevor working back behind the net. Sends it up to Mark again. Mark turn shot blocked all the way down on net. Hunter has it. Hunter sends it up. Has Landon. No, man. Oh, no way. Oh.
0 in a row, Donnie, as Hunter's looking for the assist on that side. Flips it up to Dowder, and they get off sides on that one. But good little flurry of shots there by the boys, Donnie.
He was anticipating that call for days. Unfair face-off number 2. Same guy. Keaton, Garrett, Liam, Blake, and Connor Hilly. Liam sends puck back behind the net. Rampage sends it high. Shot deflected wide. Rampage gets it, sends it back high. They're walking. Send it off the hash. Send it back high again. Good save out to the corner. Liam sends it back behind the net. Connor Hillies working there with Blake. Blake steps through. Got stick check though. Turnover. Again, Rampage sends it high over. Shot blocked by Keaton. Shot blocked again by Keaton. Saved by Hunter. They're calling us for a penalty.
I believe it's going to be a cross check in front.
Who's going?
It's like Blake.
Blake is going to the box for a penalty.
Donnie,
Cross
that's
check.
-2 in a row. I didn't see it though, so I can't say it, but I got to say. Probably wasn't a penalty.
They're going to call that. They got to watch the late hits just like they called us on yesterday too. We see Dashel and Mark on with Miller and Landon. Only power play goal allowed yesterday was a 5-on-3. Rampage comes out with it. Little bubble pass. Lake pass save. Saved by Hunter again. Mark angles his guy off. Allows Landon to come through. Chips it forward, not out. Interference on
I believe that'll be on them, Donnie.
One in a row.
One in a row. Good call there.
One in a row. We're going to go 4-on-4 for 146.
Four on four, Donnie. This should be electric factory here with 7:29 left in the first. See if we can tuck one in here.
Landon, Irvin, Miller, Dashel out to start this 4v4. Miller in for the draw. One back to Landon. Landon over to Irv. Irv looking to create space. Cycles in into the corner. Landon's going to pick that up. Landon takes it back to net. Leaves it for Miller coming through. Looking for a back door. Miller up to Irvin. Right back to Miller. Miller cross past Dashel steps. Dashel deflected. Had Miller on the backside. Rampage comes out with it. Chips it up high. That would have been out of play. They're going to call that icing though. So that'll be an offensive zone faceoff.
Interesting strategy there, John, as he took the 60-degree wedge. Just tried to hit a little flopper into the corner, but didn't get past the red line on that one.
All over again. Good idea. Trying to go to the backside. Just didn't get all the way through. Miller back in for the faceoff. Was it back? Landon clears it up and out of his own. Dashel back on retrieval. Dashel sends it right through to Irv. Irv loses it in skates. Backhand hard in. Little business going on back here behind the scenes. Irvin tried to pick it up. Can't. Misses the poke. Rampage clears it over. Dashel blows by. Gets zone entry. Looking to get this thing set up. Dashel has Miller on the far side. Miller now looking for space. Miller has the back of the net. Sends it cross to Irv. Irv back to Landon. Back to Irv. Back to Dashel. Dashel had Miller on the backside. Didn't get all the way through. Dashel picks it up. Has zone entry. Gets in around one. Dashel shakes off another guy. 2-on-1 battle here. Turns it over. Puck's cleared. Should have sent that back behind the net. Sammy back on. Mark on. Trevor on. Landon picks it up back behind. Blake's on. We have a very short power play here. Landon gets zone entry. Gets round one. Landon has the back of the net. Looking for space. Leaves it for Mark. Mark has Blake.
Yep.
Oh, Blake shot saved. We are now even. Pressure being applied by Sammy. Good stick check. Forces a turnover. Rampage able to clear it up and out. Mark's going to pick that up on retrieval. Has the back of the net. Leaves it for Blake. Blake right up the middle off a Rampage skate. Parker's applying some pressure. They have the over. They send it up, just chip it in. Blake's back on retrieval. Reverses it to Mark. Marquez Parker just slid through. Trevor is flying. Applying pressure all the way through. Honey Badger comes in to support. Puck gets poked forward. Garrett's there. Garrett turn shot deflected. Just did miss by much. Yeah, Trevor from behind. We're going to be going short-handed. Got to stay out of the box.
I agree, Donnie. Trevor, it looks like they both just were tied up with each other and they caught the edge on that side of things. But Trevor going to go in for 2 minutes, and we're back on the penalty kill here, Donnie. But done a good job so far this weekend on it, but can't keep giving them chances.
Oh. Like Jack and Connor Healy out there with Landon and Irvin. Landon hard up and out. Laying it in, trying to cut the ice in half. Rampage from back behind their net. Leaves it for a switch out. They get into the neutral zone and now have zone entry. Looking to take the back of the net. They completely blow an edge. Bouncing puck. Jack loses an edge. Otherwise, he had a clear. Jack gets it back, does clear it. All the way down. Woo. Rampage having to go the full distance, has the over. Good stick by Irvin. Forces Rampage to go back into their own zone. They send it over. Back over again. Cross pass turned over by Landon. Irvin just blind backhand pass. Otherwise, we had a 2-on-0 there. Landon applying some hard pressure back behind the net, sticking with it. Forces a turnover, has Irvin. Irvin's shot missed the net. Oh!
Donnie, that was pretty. Forecheck by Landon. Set that one up as he's battling behind the net. Gets that puck up top. Irv. Backboard pass. Came right to the front. Tucks it into the corner there for Doubter, no doubter.
Steep angle for Doubter, no doubter, but that didn't come without work by those two boys on that forecheck on the PK. That's a shorty.
Love the forecheck on a PK, picking up a shouty.
Blake and Dash on the backside. We have Miller and Sammy on up front. 53 seconds here. Puck is out. Blake has it. He's retreating, just stops to turn and clear it all the way down. Rampage from back behind the net. They're going to get into the zone, looking to get in with speed. They turn out of it, but Miller's right there, able to clear it up and out. Stopped him in his tracks all the way down. 25 seconds here left in the kill. Rampage gains zone, but Sammy's right there with the stick. Forces another turnover, chips it in deep. Sammy's in a good spot to apply some forecheck pressure. All by himself in a 3-on-1, forces Rampage to go back behind their net with 7 seconds left here in the kill. Stretch pass. They wave off icing. It's sent deep. Mark's on the backside with Blake. Mark back behind the net has Blake. Blake cross pass off the boards into the zone. Garrett's racing to get there. Keaton's now on. Rampage hard up the middle. That should be an icing, and it will be. Setting up an offensive zone face-off.
Donnie, if you're at home, take a sip for that forecheck and cheers. Unbelievable job there on the penalty kill. Forecheck machines and even picked up the shorthanded goal, but they single-handedly killed that one off just on the forecheck, Don.
Absolutely how you dial it up. Not only you kill it, but you get one yourself. Jack and Mark on the backside. Garrett, Keaton, Liam.
Well,
say it again. He likes that call. We've heard it before. Puck still in skates. Rampage comes out with it, pressing forward. Off a skate. Mark poke checks that, but it doesn't clear the zone. Rampage sends it in deep, and Jack's there. Sends it up the opposite boards. Rampage again reverses the side of the ice. Liam goes there. Mark's able to glove it down. Got stick check. Turnover. Liam back here battling on the boards with Jack. Liam chips it forward. Still sitting there. It came out. Mark over to Keaton here. Garrett chips it into the zone. Rampage gloves it down again, looking for a quick stretch. Rampage sends it in. Comes in hard. Jack bumps it up to the opposite hash. Mark with a good angle. Puck sitting underneath the Rampage guy. Gets it up, digs, comes out. Garrett has it. Tries to chip it up and on out. Gets ball. Liam has the line, turns, dumps it in, and Irvin is in on the forecheck. Landon Blake, Connor Healy on, Trevor on. Puck sent in deep. Hunter just brings it in, settle it for a defensive zone faceoff.
Don, you're going to have to let me know what the officials yelling on the faceoff says. You said he liked that call. All I heard was drink two.
Wings stay out, looking for the unfair faceoff.
Which translates to drink two.
Drink two.
Oh my goodness,
God.
Jenny.
There it is.
Crack a fresh one.
They're going to outscore the Denver and the Bronco game in this one on unfair faceoffs. Landon back in. Clock's down. Connor Hill angles his guy. Landon comes in trying to punch it forward. It's in skates. Landon chips it off the boards. Gets it back again, though. Landon creates space. Bumps it up and out. Rampage turns, dumps it right back in. Connor comes out, try to settle it. Connor picks it up, has the back of the net, and Blake. Blake just punches it forward to Landon. Opposite has Irvin. Irvin lost it, trying to stick with it. Gets around one, picks it right back up, cycles it to Trev. Got stick checked on the doorstep. Rampage able to clear it out. They're trying to get it over to Blake. Can't. Ends up in a shot on net. Blake picks that up. Blake flies Trevor on the opposite side with Landon going with him.
Oh! Donnie, that was sexy. Pass comes off the board there by Big Trev. Throws it right over to Dowder in the middle, and he just closes on the 1T in front. Rampage goalie honestly had no chance on that one.
No chance.
Dowder with his second one today, right at the buzzer with 2.5 seconds left.
You get that level of skill coming at you with that level of speed, and it's no C. No chance. That's going to do it for your first period. Good guys up 3-0, and there's still some things to clean up, but I like the way that we're going.
I agree, Donnie. T-Birds outscoring Will Lutz so far today, up 3-0 after one. You know, Donnie, I wasn't bitter about the game from earlier, but now I am. Now yeah. I'm going through, what's the second stage of, I'm in anger stage.
Denial.
Yeah, denial. It was denial. Now I'm in anger.
Anger.
Yeah. I went through denial. Now I'm in the angry stage.
I'm sure the anger stage will hit me later. I've got to keep my game face on here for 2 more periods. Your boys are coming to the ice. They're raring and ready to go to get this second period started. Nate laid down the over on unfair faceoffs, and I think it's 9.
We're
halfway there.
Currently at 5, if my math serves me correctly. 4 or 5? Not 6 or 7 yet, but 4 or 5.
Miller, Parker, Sammy, Dashel, Mark. 17 minutes up on the clock. Again, puck was dropped down basically on a shin pad there. Rampage picks it up, turns, dumps it in deep. It's back behind the net. Mark has it, sends it hard over to Sammy. Sammy bumps it to Miller. Miller comes out with speed, gets by 1. But we're offside because he just got held up. Rampage has it. They're going to get zone entry. Good stick by Sammy. Sammy, good angle. Turn shot fired, glove save, and we had 3 going. But I like that silky play by Sammy there. Shut it down, chipped it back to center, and angled the guy off to give himself a scoring chance.
Sammy, the missile Maverick Beta, just hit the afterburners there. Donnie flew right past him. Should have gone with missiles instead of guns on that one, but great shot.
Miller back in, same 5 guys. Rampage comes out with it, tries to clear it. Dashel gloves it, but it's out of the zone. Rampage gains zone. It's blocked to the opposite side. Rampage angled off by Mark, back behind the net, but they send it high. They're trying to get a shot, lose it. It's punched forward. Parker to Miller, Miller and Sammy. Miller to Sammy, back to Miller. Oh, looking for Parker. One too many, I think. Parker to Dashel. Dashel has the back of the net. Oh, I was looking for Parker sitting on the dot. Rampage chips it up high. Blake holds it. Miller has it back now. Miller's dancing through 4. Turn shot wide of the net. Making some changes. Blake on the blue line, rips it on net, pucks loose out front. Keaton! Woo! Blake rips it, big juicy rebound, and talking about kicking in the turbos. Keaton Olsen with a ripper top corner.
Up there with Grandma and Grandpa hide all the good stuff, Donnie, and no chance on that one. This was an absolute missile off his stick and picked the top corner. Olsen's had a ton of great opportunities over the last week or so and unable to cash in, but love to see him tally in that one, Donnie.
Love that. Puck is down. So Blake and Jack on the backside, same 3 guys up front. Blake sends it over to Jack. Jack open to Liam off a skate, trying to chip it out. Sitting there, he backhands it up the middle. Rampage has it. Rampage up the outside, and Liam's right on him. Oh, no, that was not on, man.
Anticipatory Donnie, -1 in a row.
Get ready for an unfair face-off. Just drop the puck. Puck is down. It's one back. Blake has it. Blake turn shot fired and saved and frozen, so that'll be an offensive zone face-off. Garrett back in for the draw. Unfair
Holy cow,
face-off.
Donnie.
Yep. If we get to 9, you're going to owe me 18. Because that's how we roll. 2 times 9 is 18. Rampage has it, chips it by. Blake has it, trying to chip it forward, but Rampage gloves it down, taking the back of the net, trying to get it to net front, but we had that shut down. Blake clears the zone. Rampage trying to chip it back up and through. Jack picks it up. Puck is cleared up and out of the zone. Rampage trying to gather. They send it up and in. That was offside, so they wave it.
It was 100% offsides, Tom.
Puck sent back behind the net. Blake comes through with it, tried to slide it through. Rampage blocks it, sends it back into the zone. Keaton punches it out in the back of a Rampage player. Oh, wow, they got that one. 1 in a row.
Good makeup call on that one, Donnie. We'll call it a break even on him, but a little bit of slop over here over the last 2 minutes. Is a lot of neutral zone back and forth, turnovers on both sides of things. Let's keep the foot on the gas, Donnie.
Landon, Trevor, Irvin, Dashel, Mark. Landon in for the draw. Pucks one back. Dashel has it. Dashel over to Mark. Mark cross pass to Irvin, chips it in. Trevor and Landon are going there. Rampage turns it over the hash to Irvin. Or Dashel to Irvin. Irvin back down to Landon. Had Trevor in front. Trevor's still working there. Got stick. Puck comes out of the zone. Mark turns, fires it in. We are now clear. Rampage trying to come up the outside. They get outside. Dashel causes a turnover, tried to slide it through to Irvin, got interfered with. Irvin gets it back, backhand into the zone. Rampage has the over. Dashel chips it around and in. I don't know. I think he likes saying off. Turnover. Irvin had Trevor on the opposite side.
Ooh. Okay. Little high hands there, Donnie, as he's going to go in there for two. And the Birds are going to go on the power play here with 13:23 left.
Let's go make them pay. Thunderbirds go on a power play for 2 minutes. Landon, Irvin, Trevor, Miller, and Dashel come on the ice. Landon in for the draw. Puck's one back. Rampage has it back to the net. They clear it up and out. Dashel's back on retrieval. Dashel has the back of the net. He'll leave that for nobody. Comes out. He's got the outside. Has Irvin. Irvin to Miller. Miller turning out to get set up. Dashel to Landon. Landon's shot. Saved. Rampage clears it up and out and down. Let's go with speed here. Dashel back behind the net. Leave this one. Dashel up the outside. Dashel has Landon coming through with some speed. Landon gate zone in. Yeah. Oh my God, bro. You're horrible.
Donnie, I got to agree with him on that one. I think it was offsides, but I think Miller just lifted his skate to avoid Dowder coming through on the lane.
All right.
His 1 foot was on the other side of the line, but
looked like
I don't
they were
want to
all
disagree with
standing
my
on the
partner
blue
here.
line, so thank you. Miller back in for the draw. It's one back, Rampage. Rampage tried to clear it, can't. Irvin's working there, gets it to Miller. Miller to Dashel up tall. Dashel shot, hit Trevor in front, or who is that? Is that Landon? Trevor in front. Trevor's gimping off the ice. Puck sent back over to Dashel. Dashel turns shot, puck's loose out front. Rampage is able to clear it. Trevor makes it to the bench. Garrett's now on. Dashel back on retrieval. Dashel hard up the outside. He's going to get zone entry. He's got the back of the net. Has Miller. Miller has a lane. Leaves it for Landon. Landon back over to Dashel. Dashel back to Miller. Miller looking for space. Right back to Dashel on the backhand. Dashel all had Miller coming through. Didn't miss by much. Landon gets it right back. 10 seconds left here to go. Slid through to Parker. Parker shot. And I don't know how that didn't find its way through traffic, but it did not. It's going to be an offensive zone faceoff in 10 seconds.
Donnie, great opportunity right before on that one as we went for the far post, and MPJ just missed that one outside of his reach, but I'll take Parker from the bumper all time with that shot, but great save by the Rampage goalie, keeping this thing from
Parker,
5-0.
Sammy, Garrett, Blake, and Mark. Parker trying to win it back. Sammy. Rampage has it, sends it back behind the net. Mark's going to step and hold. We got 5 seconds here. Mark sends it deep. Garrett's going to dig that. We're going to be back to even. We are even. Backside, looking for Sammy. Puck's cleared. Blake had that covered. Rampage playing back in their zone. Again, stretch pass up the outside. Good back check by Sammy. Shuts that down. Mark picks it up. Mark's back behind the net. Has Parker. Got all the way through. Garrett, I feel, is going to win that race. Rampage with a good slip and slide. Trying to send it back behind the net. Garrett has that one. Got stick check, though. Parker picks it up out of the corner. He's got space. Look out. Shot fired. Got blocked. Sammy picks it up. Leaves it for Parker. Parker out of the corner. Cycles it back down to Sammy off a ref skate. Sammy off the hash. Cycles it back down to Garrett. Garrett was looking for net front. Rampage with a good stick. Chips it around. Blake steps. Zone is clear. Blake's going to get zone entry. Blake around one. Just got stick checked. Picked it up on the opposite hash, though. Blake sends it down deep, has Landon on the hash. Landon cuts back, has one, gets around one. Stick in hands, no hook, no call. Parker working there.
No call, though,
And
thankfully.
Rampage up the opposite side. Mark steps to hold.
What?
They're going to call a penalty on us is the only explanation.
Donnie.
Technical difficulties today. Donnie is our scorekeeper guy. Keeps hitting the wrong button.
Who's going to the box?
Did Keith
Keaton's
for a
going
trip?
to the box for tripping.
Donnie, I got to be honest. I don't know if they knew what they were calling there because Keaton's in the box wondering why he's in there.
Miller, Sammy, Jack, and Dashel.
Back on the penalty kill here. Donnie done a good job so far. Keep that forecheck fired up, huh? Unfair face-off.
There it is. Drop the puck. Puck's in, skates. Sammy has it. Sammy gets through one. He's got hooked. No call. Sticks with it. Turns out a one. Leaves it for Miller coming through. Miller working out of the corner. Got angled off. Rampage picks it up back behind the net. It's the first good 20 seconds here. Rampage has zone exit. They get zone entry, leave it on the blue line. Have the hash. Looking for the back door. Missed that. Miller's there. Easy to clear. Up high. Bouncing puck. Not through. Puck's in. Sammy and Miller just doing the business. Rampage gets zone entry as he over. Tried to come up tall. Shot blocked. Sent all the way through. Up high. Landon now on. Puck's deflected up and out of play, so that'll be a defensive zone face-off. We'll see fresh legs come on the side. Blake and Mark. Irvin and Landon. 1 minute here in the kill.
Next whistle is probably the ice clean here, Donnie, so let's get it clear and an unfair face-off.
This guy.
Hey, he's consistent, though.
He is consistent. Blake has gripped and ripped all the way down. Irvin's going to win that race, though. Cycles it back behind the net, looking for Landon. This crew got a shorty last time. Rampage picks it up back behind the net. They're trying to come out, but Landon just pokes it out of midair, holds his own. Has Irvin. Had Irvin on the backside. Still in the zone. Irvin just turns and fires it in. Being pressured all over the place by Landon. They send it back behind the net. Again, look for the cross pass. They missed that. That'll be an icing. 1 in a row.
Icing, ice clean, and we are at the half, I believe, here. Donnie is 8:06 remaining.
Yep, that's going to take us to the ice make. We come back. We're in a 4-0 game with 16 seconds left to kill here. You stay tuned. Grab someone that you love.
Get those coolers refilled, Donnie.
Refill the coolers and drinks. Back with you here in a moment. Well, we are making our way back onto the ice after the most interesting ice make I think we've ever seen.
Donnie, the Zamboni driver, is as pissed off about the Broncos game as I am, as he took it out on his Zam job out here. Was kicking trash cans back in there, came out a little bit late. Zam did it in 4 minutes, it seemed like, left a bunch of snow and missed areas, but we're back to hockey, Donnie. I don't know how much we can do there.
You got an official doing some of his work, cleanup work down here in the corner, but more just built a ramp than anything right there on the Zam door. Using someone's stick. I hope that wasn't my kid's stick. Same for a friend. You keep the stripes hands off my son's.
Whoa, hey. Well, Donnie, let's get back to hockey. We got 16 seconds left to kill in this penalty. 8:06 in the game. 4-0 good guys, and we're looking to outscore the Broncos this game.
We are looking to outscore the Broncos for sure. Always making their way back on the ice. Yeah, the official just scooped up a handful of snow out of the corner. They're still working, so I might ease up on them here a little bit in the second half of this game.
Take it easy on them, Donnie. They're just working.
Double or nothing this second half of this game. What do you say?
Double or nothing on unfair faceoffs. We're sitting at 6.
We're sitting at 6, and by your count,
I think we're going to get...
We just need 3 more, and we got an 18.
Yep. 10.5, I think, is the new over-under coming out of the break.
So we will be getting an offensive zone face-off here when we come back. Refs are ready to roll. I don't know, someone named Randy with the fat is calling my name.
Donnie keeps his second half here. Keep the energy up. Keep that forecheck rolling. Defensively doing a phenomenal job keeping it clean so far, but keep the foot on the gas. Keep doing what we're doing.
Here we go. Looks like coming to the ice here. We're going to see Irvin, Landon, Miller, Dashel. We get Keaton out of the box in 16 seconds. Landon in for the draw. He'll be looking to win it back. Dashel get it over to Miller, finding some time and space.
Blue thinks they were up 4-on-4. Donnie will take it.
Okay. Puck's one to the half boards. Rampage picks it up. Take it back behind the net. Looking for the middle pass. They get it. Looking now for zone entry, which they get. Just chip it into the far corner. Irvin's there with Miller. Miller Miller got munched. We're going to be going on the power play. And Buddy can have a seat. Dilly, as they say.
Just right as that expired too, Donnie, so we're going to be skating 5-on-4. Didn't call for an elbow there, and boys will go on the power play here.
Just glad Miller's all right. So Trevor, Miller, Landon, Irvin, Dashel. Miller in on the draw. Puck's one. Landon has it. Slides it over to Irvin. Irvin back door. Easy peasy. Chip. And that was so filthy.
Donnie, that was a
Tic Tac. Joe Money on the backside. T-Rev with a tip finish.
Thing of beauty. Dowder throws it across to Big Irv, who throws it right to Trevor, who just a backhand tipper right up front to give us 5, Donnie.
5 alive. Liam, Garrett, Keaton, Mark, and Dashel. Puck's one up. Mark has the line. Gain zone entry, refs in the way. Mark could have just taken him out. Liam bodies his guy, plucks up the middle. Rampage has zone entry, shot fired. Sent to the corner. Mark and Garrett battling down there. Puck comes up front, sent through the front. Third shot blocked wide. Dashel has it out of the corner. Heads up. Oh, that's a funky little bounce. Was trying to clear it, just rolled right up the board and out of play. That'll be a defensive zone faceoff.
Yeah, Donnie looked like the puck just rolled up his stick as he was trying to throw that one out right up the boards. Thought it was going to come at us. I was going to jump in there and protect you. But
Thanks for having my back.
I got you.
Blake and Jack on the backside. Puck's one back. Blake working there with Garrett. Puck's pinned against the boards. Rampage tried to send it to the corner. Rampage has a seam. Shot and sent all the way through. Shot blocked. Punch forward by Garrett. Rampage fires it back behind the net. Blake is there trying to poke it to Liam. Gets all the way out. Rampage has it out of the zone. Sends it over, up, and ships it in. Blake retrieves it, wires it up the outside, but Rampage has it, tried to send it in. Garrett has it.
Oh, rid him.
Garrett rims it, hard up the boards, puck's out of the zone, but Rampage has it right there again. Leaves it. Parker's going to cause a turnover. Parker looking for Garrett. Rampage shuts that down. Is able to chip it up and out. Send it through the middle, missed that pass. They gather and now have zone entry. Blake says, how do you do? And there's some stumbling here on the blue line.
Now he's grabbing his leg.
Odd man to the net. And saved by Hunter. Miller applying pressure. Sammy comes in with a strong stick. Gets it right back to Miller. Miller has zone exit. Opposite side to Parker. Parker got a little bump from behind. Miller picks it up. Has a line. Slides it over to Dashel. Dashel turn shot. Fire tipped in by Parker. So Miller to Dashel on net. Parker with a little tip in to make this a 6-goal game. Parker says, so wish.
Love that one. Donnie getting in the greasy areas up front. Tips that one home right off of the stick there. But big save on the other end on the 1-0 coming in. Great job by the team to flip that one back and put it up to 6. So here's two more, Donnie, and we outscore the Broncos.
There you go. Started with the pressure from Parker. Punch down. Rampage sends it in off the ref. Parker punches it forward. Got angled off. Rampage chips it up. Dashel has it. Dashel turns out of it. Dashel slides it over to Miller. Miller's trying to slide it through to Parker. Gets all the way into the corner. Sammy's trying to work there. Ref and key to play again. Funky bounce. Miller turn shot fired to the corner. Rampage trying to clear it, but Parker and Sammy work in there. Puck is clear. Dashel has it. Dashel turns out of it. Has over to Mark. Mark right back over to Dashel. Dashel off the boards looking for a stretch. Add Parker off the skate. Comes right up the middle. Mark has that. Mark drops back of the net. Mark right out in front. Hard up has Trevor. Trevor has zone entry. Got stick check. That is an offside.
One in a row, Donnie.
Landon, Irvin, Trevor, Connor, and Blake. Landon in for the draw. Punch down, one back. Connor Hilly has it. Turns, fires it in. Landon and Irvin racing there. Puck slides by Irvin. Rampage has zone exit. Slides it through. Chips it forward on net. Hunter plays it hard back up to Trev out of the zone. Rampage chips it right back in. Trevor off a skate. Back pass to Landon. Landon over to Blake. Bouncing puck. Chips it forward. Irvin angles his guy off. Blake trying to chip it in. Got angled off. Getting held. Good stick by Irvin as Rampage sends it in. They have zone entry. Trying to get it to net front. Save there. Good angle by Landon. Landon off the hash. Punches it forward. Rampage holds it. Puck is now out of the zone. Trevor and Irv applying some pressure. They missed the overpass. Good stick by Trevor. Punches it into the corner. Irvin's there. Slides it up to Trev. Oh, Trev had Blake on the back door. Just got stick checked. Connor Hilly has it. Turn fires it in. Irvin chips it in deep. Landed in, applying some forecheck. Keaton now on. Liam on. Rampage up the outside. They have zone exit. Send it over. Turn and fired in deep. Blake with a good finish. Puck back behind the net. Connor Hilly off the half boards has Liam. Liam backward pass to Blake. Blake was looking for Keaton, just missed. Rampage tried to clear it. Blake holds. Blake in around one. Has Garrett up the skate in the backside. Turn shot fired. Puck's loose out front. Liam working there. Keaton now digging out of the corner. Sends it up to Blake. Blake's shot blocked. Garrett comes through. Picks it up, but loses it right on the dot. Rampage punches it out. Has a line. Turns, fires it. But Blake turns, wires it. That's going to be an icing and a defensive zone faceoff.
That line of Olsen, Lacoste, and Johnson out there just grinded Donnie on that one. As forecheck heating up for them, and I expect a big goal from them soon.
Heads on swivels. We got to watch the frustration play. They're going to be coming in with some physicality. Mark Daschel on the backside. Parker, Miller, Sammy. Daschel has it. Turns out of it. Daschel has Parker. Oh, was trying to bump past Miller, streaking through. Went into the Rampage bench off a player's helmet.
Looks like he's all right, though, Donnie.
Puck being retrieved, sent back to the officials on the ice. Miller steps back in for the faceoff. Puck one back. Rampage trying to send it up high. Miller and Parker working off the boards. Miller has it. Miller slid it through. Rampage intercepts it. Parker comes in. Puck in deep. Rampage up the middle. Gets blocked. Parker working hard. Slides it down to Miller. Miller right back down to Parker. Parker has a dot. Turn shot. Puck's loose out front. Goalie pulls it in. We have an offensive zone faceoff. And Parker, Honey Badger, is possessed right now.
Yes, he is. Donnie doing what he does best. It's just grinding out there, but nice little snapshot there. Rebound came out. Rampage had a dive on it before we got to it, and we had a guy there, so.
Miller in for the face-off. Rampage has it back behind the net. They turn and rim it up. Intercepted at center ice by Mark. He turns and dumps it in. We're now clear. Parker slides it, trying to slide it to Miller. Rampage up the middle. It's in skates. Mark chips it opposite way. Has Miller back behind the scenes. He's got Sammy going with him. Oh, yep.
Yeah.
That's going to be another power play for your Thunderbirds.
Another and Cheryl power play coming here for the Birds with 1:48 left to go in the second, Donnie.
Thinking the right play all the way, and he paid the price but drew the penalty. Was looking for Sammy on that wide open back door.
He was open. He was there.
Coming to the ice, we've got the possessed Bozich, Missiles and Guns Maida, G Money, B Lake, and Mark. Parker in. Puck chipped out. Blake's going back on retrieval. Hunter comes out just a set, lets it go through for Blake. Blake picks it up back behind the net. He's got all the time and space. Gets it over to Mark. Mark has wide zone entry. Takes it back to the net. Gets this thing set up. Mark over to Sammy. Sammy working in off the hash. Has Blake. Blake has a lane. Gets it to Mark. Mark 1T. Sent to the corner. Garrett's working to get there with Parker. Mark holds his own. Steadies it. Back to Parker. Parker back to Mark. Mark off the slot. Backside. Bouncing puck. Rampage up the middle. They're behind us. Hunter comes out. And really good aggressive play there. Rampage gets a shot on. Parker gathers that up. Puck sent to middle to Mark. We got about 50 seconds here. Mark comes to the outside. Mark got angled off, lost the puck all the way deep. Rampage there. Garrett's applying some pressure. Rampage back behind the net. Miller's now back on. Rampage up and out the outside. Blake's back on retrieval. Hunter rims it up and out as Miller. Miller was trying to bump it to Irvin. Miller, Landon back behind the net. We're going to run out of time here in this period. Landon up the outside. Landon shot, and that's going to do it. 13 seconds left on the power play when we come here at the beginning of the third period.
Plenty of time to cash in with 13 seconds left to go on that, Donnie, but we're going third up 6-0. Focus on this last period. Just keep doing what we're doing, Donnie. Stay healthy. Let's get into next weekend, eh?
Stay healthy, get into next weekend. Dos más. Dos más.
Two more?
Dos más.
Dos más.
Let's not be content. And I don't think we should be.
Check in on that other foosball game, Donnie.
Foosball. Foosball. Playoffs.
Don't want to mention the score for anybody waiting at home, but
Miller, Landon, Irvin, Trevor, Dash will come onto the ice. Last 13 seconds here of this power play. Plenty of time to go down and get one. Miller in. Puck one back. Irvin hesitated. Puck got sent in deep. Dashel back behind the net. We're going to be even. Dashel gets it up to Miller. We have a 3-on-2. 4-on-2. Miller the outside. Has net front. Puck's front. There it is.
Oh, there it is, Donnie. The pride of Colorado Springs.
Or Miller. Irv? Yeah, pride. There you go.
The pride of Colorado Springs gives us number 7 there. Son of Vicky and Reed cashes in for the 7th one. We were waiting to call his name all day, Donnie.
We're halfway there.
Uno más, Donnie.
We're halfway there. Pucks one back to Garrett. Garrett to Connor Hilly. Rampage plays it up and through. Jack has it. Jack has Keaton. Keaton slides it through. Garrett sends it in deep. Liam and Garrett going to work there. Rampage blows an edge. Keaton comes through. He's taking the back of the net. Rampage comes out with it. They're coming up the ice. They send it to the outside, saved out to the far corner. And Liam's got that with speed. Gets angled off into the zone. Garrett comes in. Connor Hill steps to hold his own. Turns and dumps it in deep. Garrett's there. Oh, Garrett. My good. 2 goal chances there. Puck's in all the way down. That's an icing. So we'll have partial changes here.
Great shift there by number 5. Was passed that puck up and got right to the space and was calling for it. Looks like the puck just came in a little bit high on the saucer, but good opportunity there one, Donnie.
Sammy, Miller, Parker, Blake, and Mark. Puck one back. Parker turns and rips it. Goalie wasn't sure he even had that.
Right in the chest there, was able to secure the rebound as we were crashing in hard off that face-off.
Miller back in. Push down. Rampage sends it back behind the net. Sammy's going to apply some pressure. Angles his guy off. Mark holds it. Tried to fire it down. Rampage gloves it down. Now they're going to take the back of the net. Rampage up and through. They get behind us. Miller with a good back check. He's able to prevent anything there. Mark slides it by. Miller gets punched. No call. Puck slid up and through looking for Sammy. It's into the zone, and he's applying pressure. Hard off the boards. Miller flying through, recovers. Was looking for Parker at net front. Rampage with a good stick. Parker sends it to the opposite side. Miller tries to angle his guy off. Rampage playing back behind the net. Miller is there with Parker. Sammy got stick check. Working out of the corner, got angled off. Parker's there. Again, there's the physicality. Sammy and Parker working there. Puck up the half courts. Parker digging. Puck comes up high. Blake has it. Just missed the shot that he wanted. Rampage clears it up and out and down. That should be an icing, and it will be. Setting up an offensive zone face-off. Wholesale changes. Dashel Jack on the backside. Keaton, Garrett, and Liam on up front. Garrett's going to step in for the face-off. Puck's down. Rampage has it. Send it back behind the net. Rampage comes up the outside. Send the cross pass. Dashel steps, intercepts it. He has it around one, trying to bump it through to Garrett. Garrett just got angled off, but sticks with it on an angle. Keaton comes in, applying some pressure. And Liam now. Rampage sends it up the middle. Offside.
One in a row. One in a row, Donnie.
Words. Would like to be on a fly on the wall sometime for some of those little micro conversations.
Looked like Hunter had a few words as he was skating by two after he gave a nice little stick in the back to Garrett as he went offside.
Puck one back. Dashel has it. Dashel has the line. Sticks with it. Turns out of it. Has it here on the corner. He gets ridden into the corner. Board battle with Liam. Liam and Dashel there. Liam comes out with it. Dashel has it. Turn shot fired up and over the net. Irvin picks it up. Irvin sends it back behind the net. Dashel steps to hold. Garrett covering. Bodies flying all over the place. Couple of big lumber. Jack steps to hold.
Returning of the match, Donnie.
Jack sends it back behind the net. Garrett's still working there. Connor Hilly now on the backside. Trevor holds his own. Got stick check. Connor Hilly with a good angle, but puck's out of his own. Jack picks it up, leaves it for Landon. Rampage is trying to change, and that's trouble for them with Landon at that speed. Oh, just had it roll off his stick. Otherwise, that's trouble. Connor Hilly holds his own. Gets it in deep to Trev. Trev has the seam. Lost it. Connor Hilly sends it back to Irv. Irv right back to Connor Hilly. Connor Hilly turn shot deflected just wide of the net. Blake picks it up out of the corner. Blake has the back of the net. Leaves it for Irvin. Irvin leaves it for Connor Hilly. Puck is cleared out by Rampage. Deep. Blake's going back. Blake has the back of the net, also with some speed. Blake's going to get zone entry. Landon going to the backside. Blake was trying to slide it to Irvin. Rampage blocks it. Blake chips it right back in. We're clear, and now can go back in and apply some pressure. Trevor in applying. Turnover. Sammy picks it up. Got stick checked here at the line. Landon has it. He's got zone entry now. Got stick check. Rampage backed up the other way. Parker's now on. Rampage gets zone entry, but gets poke checked by Parker. Sent in deep. Mark's going to pick that up deep. Mark wheels the back of the net, sends it up to Sammy. Comes right back in. Dashel over to has Landon. Landon chips it high and over, and Sammy is flying. Sent back on net and frozen because Sammy was coming.
Went for the alley-oop on that one, and just the puck didn't bounce in the right way there for that one, Donnie. But the Maverick Beta was coming with the head of steam. You were right.
Mark and Dashel on the backside. Sammy, Miller, Parker. Mark has it. Shot, rising shot. Puck's loose. Miller gloves it down, sends it high to Dashel. Comes out of the zone. Dashel has it. Gets through two. Gets to the outside. Turn shot up and over the net. Mark holds his own. Rampage has it deep in their zone. Turns, fires it up and out. And Mark shuts that down right now. Miller trying to get zone entry. Puck gets all the way through Mark. No icing. Hunter comes out, settles it. Leaves it for Dashel. Dashel back to Mark. Mark hard up. Has Parker chipped it in. Miller's in hard. Rampage having to go back behind the net, but turned it over because Miller was applying pressure. Rampage up the half boards. Loses an edge. Connor Hilly now on the backside. Rampage up the outside. Shot missed the net. Short. Connor Hilly, Sammy here out on the corner. Liam now on. Rampage tried to get it up front. Nobody home. Shot blocked. Comes up to G-Money. G-Money slides it to the middle. Has Sammy. Sammy, Garrett, Liam. Sammy gets around one. Playing out on the corner. Got angled off. Garrett's there, though. Garrett got taken down from behind. Rampage up the outside. Blake off the skate right to Sammy. Sammy turns, fires it in. Rampage has it. Rampage with the cross pass. Keaton now on. Rampage turns and dumps it in deep. Blake has that. Slides it through to Garrett, who's got speed. He's got Liam going in with him. And Keaton slid through. It's on net all the way through. And goalie throws that somehow, some way.
Almost snuck that one in. 5-hole Donnie on the old ping pong pose on that one, but seeing I puck going to the front of the net, but he was able to crowd that one in right between the blockers.
Dashel Jack on the backside. Garrett, Liam, Keaton. Puck's down, sitting in dots. That's a soft call. Digging for the puck. Be stronger on our skates. Keaton's going to the box for a trip.
Second one today for Keaton Olsen. First one, they didn't know actually who it was. He got sent to the box, but I agree. Keaton is strong stick on that one. Strong big kid. Gets called for the trip there.
Sammy, Garrett, Jack, and Dashel. Garrett's in for the face-off. Look to win it back and rim it out. Comes all the way through. Sammy has it. Chips it up and through. He'll go out. Rampage trying to regroup here. Leaves it right in front of the goalie. It's a good thing Sammy wasn't on that. Garrett applying pressure, forcing Rampage to regroup all the way back behind their net again. They come out finally. Trade spots with Sammy. Good stick and step by Garrett. Dashel has it. Dashel turns out of it, is able to chip it up and out and down, and that's going to kill about 10 good seconds. Landon now on. I expect Irv to come on here any moment. Oh, Miller, MPJ. Puck sent over. Dashel stands his guy up, allows Miller to chip it out. Puck is sent back in, though. Jack's back there, turns and wires it up the opposite side and out. Miller aren't on the pressure here. Connor Hilly on the backside now with Blake. Cross pass. Blake just bodies his guy off, didn't let him go anywhere. Rampage has the over. Ooh, trying to get sticks and physical in front. Blake says, bring it on, buddy. Rampage working to the outside, has a slot. Cross pass. Come out. Saved by Hunter. Wow. Cleared by Miller. Out of the zone. Good clear. Couple good saves there. Rampage gets zone entry, but Landon says, nah. Landon back behind the net with Connor Hilly. Just trying to eat some time. Rampage ends up coming out with it. Trevor with a good stick. Trevor has zone. Actually got stick check though. Turned it over. Rampage turns and fires it in. Connor Hilly back behind the net. Turns and wires it. Has Trevor on the opposite side. Trevor cross pass has Blake. Blake has speed. Turn, shot, fired, glove save, and frozen. So that'll be an offensive zone face-off, and we are even.
Another kill there, Donnie, but Hunter had a little more work on that one. He's made a couple good saves late as they got a pass coming cross crease there, stable to slide across. Got a glove or something on it, but made a pretty solid save on that. But 7:24 left in the third.
Dash will mark Irvin, Garrett, and Trevor. Puck one to the hash. Rampage has it. They chip it up and by. Dashel has it. Dashel over to Mark. Mark just missed it. Mark gets it back, sends it to the opposite side to Dashel. Gets all the way through. Rampage holds his own. Irvin punches it through. Sent back in. They are offside. Mark has it. Mark hard up the outside. Had Trevor. Got all the way through. It's in deep. Garrett and Trevor there. Trevor with a good stick comes out front. Rampage bumps it back in deep, back behind their net where they'll have to go. Trying to come up the outside, and Trevor just with good angles. Puck sent cross ice pass. They bring it back into the zone though on their own. Trevor's there. Slides it through to Mark. Mark over to Liam. Irvin trying to punch it through. Again, little just back and forth action. Mark steps up. Mark's going to get zone entry. He's got the outside. Shot, fired. Puck's loose out front. Big juicy. Right up the middle. Dashel turn, shot, fired, blocked wide. Parker picks it up out of the corner. Trying to slide it through. Pick sent to the corner. Mark's going to step to hold. Puck gets all the way up. Liam defending there. Puck sent out. Parker has it though. Parker turns, fires it right back in as we're looking for changes. Puck sent up and through. Jack and Connor Hilly. Connor Hilly has it, slides it up to Parker. Parker has Sammy streaking through. Zone entry, shot up and over the net. Funky bounce. Puck's out of the zone. Jack steps to hold. Rampage battling here. Guys tapping guys on the ice from the bench. That's an unsportsmanlike if I've ever seen it. Parker got 2 or 3 sticks to the back from guys sitting on the bench, and that is garbage. Rampage clears it up and all the way down. They wave off icing. Jack up the outside has Parker. Parker gets through one. Puck's cleared though. Rampage has it out of the zone. Jack defending. Rampage turns out of it, tries to get it to middle, but we have guys tied up. Keaton picks that up. Keaton gets by one, not out though. Jack wires it, bouncing puck all the way through. That's not going to be icing. Puck sent the opposite side, gets all the way through. Blake steps. Dashel's now on. Blake is through too. Gets around one to the outside. Shot fired, save comes right back to Blake. Blake has the outside. Blake over to Dashel. Dashel walks. Dashel turn shot, fired and gobbled up. That'll be an offensive zone face-off.
Not your typical D-to-D pass on that one, as Blake has had a couple really good opportunities coming around the net. Donnie and slung that one across to Dashel and
have them cancel it. Puck's down. Irvin has it, slides it down to Trev. Trev cycles it down to Landon. Landon out of the corner. Landon's taking the back of the net, holding the guy off. Cycles it back down. Rampage with a good stick, but it comes right back to Landon. Landon over to Trev. Trev shot fired. Puck's off. That'll be an offensive zone face-off.
great little pass over there to Trevor, and just couldn't get the shot off, but the goalie, big hard push off the post, trying to get to the far one to close that gap that Trevor had there. But that comes off and a face-off, and Don, we got to get some unfair face-off here, as we haven't seen one. Must have talked to him at the break.
Miller, Sammy, Parker. Parker off the hash, gets it up to Blake, who's on the backside with Dashel. Miller shot, fired, got leveled. Parker out of the corner. Parker slides through, too. Turn shot, fired up and over the net. Miller recovers. Rampage up the outside. Dashel fires it back down into the corner. Parker with a good stick. Sammy cycles it through to Miller. Miller has Dashel on the backside, just didn't quite fully connect. Dashel has Parker. Parker fire blocked off a skate. Miller picks it back up. Miller has Dashel on the backside. Dashel was looking for Sammy through. Blake steps to hold. Puck chipped up. Miller has it high. We've got Rampage on their heels. Blake comes through. Blake has Dashel. Dashel turn shot fired into the belly. And that's an offensive zone face-off. And really good work by these boys here on the ice.
Yeah, great shift there, Donnie. And I'm sure Dashel's going to want that one back as it was coming up just off of the dot there and went right into the Rampage goalie's chest. I'm sure he was trying to pick a post on that one.
Puck's up. Jack has it. Turn shot blocked. Garrett gets it back. Turn shot deflected on net by Liam and saved and frozen.
Man. Mr. Lakoska,
They're calling
not sure for what. Shaking his head here. Let's see what the call is here, Donnie.
Wow, Logan. You're better than that, Logan. 2 minutes up on the clock. Penalty kill here.
Had a great tip up front. Almost snuck it in 5-hole. I didn't see the slash though.
Connor Hilly, Jack, Sammy. Connor Hilly just turns and rips it all the way down. Sammy and Garrett up front. Rampage playing from back behind their net. Rampage up the outside. They get zone entry. Shot fired, gobbled up by Hunter. He says, "You've got to be better than that, son."
A lot of chatter going on the ice down there, Tony.
Sammy steps back in for the draw. Connor Hilly sends it.
Hunter said, "Thanks for giving me an extra shot there." I don't know if that one registers, Donnie, as a shot, but
unfortunately, it doesn't count as a shot against. Well, he had his head on a swivel. Puck's out and dots. Sammy has it off the half boards. Rampage has it in the high slot. Shot deflected in. No chance. Screen deflected in. No chance. Power play goal for the Rampage.
Well, Rampage breaks Hunter's scoreless streak, Donnie. He was closing in on 3 straight shutouts in a row, and tip up front on the power play, puts one in the back of the twine, and 7-1 Tbirds.
Trevor, Landon, Irvin, Mark, and Dashel. Puck's one forward. Rampage has it. Turned over by Landon. Landon and Irvin working here.
Oh, geez.
Double sandwich.
Well, you're going to have to call something here.
They're going to be sending, it sounds like, Irvin to the box. After all that, you couldn't see what was happening, but Irvin's going to the box for rough, and that most definitely should have been matching.
Donnie, I think that should have been matching. I had a pretty good eye looking over right in front of us here, and I will say Irv got his pound of flesh on that one, but they certainly were not innocent in that as the Tbirds going to go back on the power play.
Dashel, Mark, Miller, Sammy. Miller wins it back to the corner. Rampage working off the hash. Not much space to go. We thought about sending it high, lost it twice, sends it back behind the net. Dashel has it. Bumps it up to Miller. Puck sent back into the corner. Mark is going to have an easy rip. Blocked, though. Samuel will have an easy rip. That goes all the way down, and Miller's in all by himself. Back behind the net, just trying to eat it. He's 2-on-1. Just trying to eat it. Rampage has exit out of the zone. They get zone entry, trying to pick Sammy with a hard back check. Rampage has it high. Shot blocked, up and out. Make him pay, Millsy. Make him pay.
Yep.
Oh, the post and out. Sammy has it. Sammy sticking with it with Millsy. Millsy's beating this up all by himself. Brings it out of the zone. Miller finally clears it up and out and down, and oh my goodness. Miller's coming off. Landon's on. Blake and Mark on the backside. Garrett's now on. Rampage gets zone entry. Landon's able to clear it easily. Up and out and down. Rampage sends it up the middle. They miss the outside pass. They get zone entry, goes up and out of play though. They're going to say that's an offensive zone faceoff. Or defensive zone faceoff for us.
Well, 15 seconds left on him. Miller had a great chance on that breakaway. I thought he tucked it in, but was able to deflect it towards the post. But he's had a hell of a game, Donnie.
Yes, he sure has. Clock in skates. Rampage turns shot. Blocked by their own guy. Blake has it. Cleared up and out of play. We are 5-on-5. 6.6 here in the contest. Puck's one back. Rampage has it, turns, fires it wide. Rampage with a big hit. Puck comes out. Guy, not sure what happened to him, but I tell you, that's the way it should have been done. There's one thing that bugs the living heck out of me is dirty, cheap stuff coming onto the ice from the bench.
You don't like to see that either, Donnie, but good win for the Birds. 7-1 as we close out the regular season, and we are headed to playoff season, Donnie.
Playoffs?
Playoffs is right, Donnie. And I believe we will face off against Rampage next weekend, but I'm no mathematician, so I will leave it to the professionals, but good win.
Stay tuned. We'll be coming to you next Friday evening, 6 o'clock puck drop at the Blue Sports Table. For now, end your weekend on a high note. Don Harmio with Nate Christensen. Sorry. Don Harmio with my partner.
Don Harmio and Nate Christensen.
And Nate Christensen. Thunderbird Hockey tuning over and out.